Hello, everybody. Welcome to AEW Weekly Wrap Up. I'm your host, Ethan Black. Today, we're going to talk about these shows from this past week of AEW and also do some news and some Ring of Honor stuff and talk about the upcoming shows for the next week. So, we'll just get right into it. So, we'll go in the news very quick. So, Eddie Kingston, who is the current reigning defending New Japan Strong Openweight champion, is competing in their G1 Climax tournament. He's competing in C Block. So on night 2, he defeated Shingo Takagi 12 minutes and 20 seconds. And then on night 4, he lost to Evil 15 minutes and 15 seconds. So he is currently 1-1 in the G1. His next match is this Sunday against Hinare in C Block. So that's the update A Kingston. And then Malachi Black, he'll be competing at Prestige Wrestling All Rise this Sunday, July 23rd, as he goes one with Kevin Blackwood. So that's the news. And then we'll go, pardon me, into last week's Rampage. We had Natural Luminous, Dustin Rhodes, Keith Lee defeating Jericho Bridge Society's Andrew Parker, Matt Menard, 9 minutes 49 seconds. Tyler Falker defeating Izzy McQueen in 24 seconds. Lance Archer defeating Trent Beretta 8 minutes and 4 seconds. Kenosuke Takeshi defeating Metallo 4 minutes and 7 seconds. In the semifinal match of the 2023 Owen Hart Women's Owen Hart Cup, Will Knight would defeat Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena 10 minutes 36 seconds. Out of that show, I just recommend checking out the women's semifinal match. And then we go to episode 5 of Collision. They had a 3-hour show as we had Battle of the Belt 7, which I'll get to after this collision. So the opening match was a 2 out of 3 falls match for the AEW World Tag Team titles. The champions FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood defeating Bull Cup Gold's Jay White and Juice Robinson at 58 minutes and 3 seconds, 2-1. This was an incredible match. I just won 9 out of 10. And in the finals of the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament, Will Knight go to beat Ruby Soho 9 minutes and 8 seconds via Babe with the powerbomb. 2/3 of the trios champions, Kings of Black Throne, Malachi Black and Brody King, they defeated Archie Spencer and Randy Mars 2 minutes and 56 seconds in the main event. Another final. This is the finals of the men's side of the Owen Hart Cup. Ricky Starks defeating CM Punk 19 minutes and 35 seconds. Episode 5 of Collision was really good. I can't recommend this show enough. Honestly, I would check out all for this show. I just skipped the Kings of the Black Throne. I like both of them, but honestly, it didn't need to be on the show. It won't be the first time you'll be hearing me saying that on this episode. And then we go to Battle of the Belt 7. First of 3 title matches, Orange Cash retains the International title against Lance Archer 10 minutes 17 seconds via countout. Tony Storm retains the Women's title against over Tyler Valkyrie 11 minutes 16 seconds. So during the show, they went to a commercial and then they had some technical issues. And then Ian Riccaboni and Nigel McGuinness said that there were some satellite issues. Turns out there was some bad weather up in Calgary. So on TNT app in the States or TSN in Canada, that's when they showed the rest of the highlights of the match. And they said they'll upload the match there. And then the main event TNT title, Luchasaurus retained over Sean Spears 9 minutes and 12 seconds. Honestly, Battle of the Belts, that was pretty skippable, honestly. So that's the shows from last week. And now we will go into Dynamite, the Blood and Guts from Boston, Massachusetts. So we kick it up. So before the actual show, we had a dark match. Kip Sabian defeats Pentago. And then so the opening match was for the FTW Championship. Jack Perry, the challenger, defeating the champion Hook 11 minutes and 40 seconds via belt shot to the head. Honestly, I really enjoyed this opening match. Jungle Boy. Sorry, it's going to take me some time. Jack Perry, Tarzan Boy was playing and then stopped. And then he was in the desert. Looks like he was burying that. So then he comes into Beethoven. And honestly, and then Hook losing the FTW title, which honestly, this was the right time for him to lose a streak, but I give this one 7 out of 10. And honestly, not a bad timing. I mean, 12 minutes, it was pretty good, but I think they'll have another rematch down the road, either All Out or All In. But we won't see. But Jack Perry wins his second championship in AEW as he helped tag team with Luchasaurus. But yeah, honestly, sorry, I give this one 6 out of 10, but it was really good. Earlier too, we see Alex Malvarez. He's trying to listen into a secret meeting with Chris Jericho down Cal Summit restaurant before their security guard basically stops the camera, tells him to stop. And then we go back to the commentary table where we see Taz upset about Hook. And this is the last thing we want to do is be on camera. And then we get footage of last night with Adam Cole and the AEW World Champion MJF are at Cologne. That is in Saugus, Massachusetts, a Chinese restaurant. Cole said he had fear of spice things, so they were trying to face fear, and MJF he's afraid of poor people. as MJF starts recapping his box in the big bill from last week, which I could not stop laughing. This segment was great. And then Cole told him baby steps, and then they start reacting as it's too spicy. So when they got drinks, the server said it was 100% alcohol. And then after a couple of drinks, MJF started talking the Big Bill story again. So Cole told him to stop as he heard 1,000 times. He said the way it reminds Sammy Guevara, but MJF said it's Daniel Garcia. And he's happy MJF faces fear. And then they said they were going to do the double clothesline. They slow motion, and then the camera goes away before we see if he actually did it. But I really enjoyed these MJF Adam Cole segments. I can't stop laughing. They're pretty funny. Then we come back from break. We're outside the TD Garden as Jericho Gallows comes in the limo. Marvis is trying to interview him again, and then Jericho calls him a fat idiot after Don Callis calls him an idiot. So we still don't know the answer. Then we go to the second match on the show. Britt Baker is in action against Kayla Sparks. If Baker gets the quick win at a minute 5 via lockjaw, I give this one 4 out of 10. I like Britt Baker. Honestly, this does not need to be on the show. Honestly, this should, because pretty much all week they were promoting 3 matches. They just threw this one kind of last minute. Honestly, didn't need to be on the show, but I get why. And then speaking of MJF and Adam Cole, we'll go backstage for Nick is with both men, and as surprised the chemistry they have. Cole said they are not, and they are going to win this blonde eliminator tournament and become the next AEW World Tag Team Champions. And MJF, they're all players to hit double clothesline. MJF said he got Cole something, and then he shows Cole they got matching trunks, but Cole said got matching jackets, and one was surprised, but had to wait and see. Then we saw Roger Strong. It's still in his neck brace, shouting for Cole, ready to try to get worth him, but he wasn't in the mood. He said, not right now. The Colts had to save him. And we go to our third match of the show, the finals of the blind eliminator number 1 contenders tournament. AEW World Champion MJF and Adam Cole defeating Jericho Priest, Daniel Garcia, and Sammy Guevara 10 minutes and 44 seconds via double clothesline on Garcia. Honestly, I really enjoyed this match. I just won 7 out of 10. And before the match, we had a dance-off between all 4 men, but it stopped when Adam Cole was dancing cringe. Honestly, MJF can dance. That was pretty good. And then Garcia and Guevara, that was actually pretty. I did laugh at this dance-off. And then I like how MJF tried to tope suicida, couldn't do it, so Cole got the fans to cheer him on, and he probably did it. Which Jericho did have a point. That's first someone's popped for the tope suicida since 92, which I did laugh at that line. But like I said, it ends with a double clothesline. I just want 7 out of 10. And honestly, you kind of figured they were going to win the tournament, but I mean, sometimes predictability is not always bad. But yes, like I said, I just want 7 out of 10. Then after the match, Jericho comes down and try to consult Guevara and Garcia, but they just walk right past him. He gets back in, and we go back in the ring. Cole takes the world title away from Bryce Remsburg, but MJF gets it because Cole's holding it, but he said he just won the tag team title tournament, and he was just trying to give him the tournament, and the crowd should hug it, which they do. That's as Cole's back is turned. MJF's face immediately turns. And then speaking of the World Tag Team titles, we see the champs FTR making an unannounced appearance, and they have a stare off, and then the music plays again. That FTR yells at the camera for Tony Gunn play the music. So the tag champs, and we get the close. I'd say, honestly, I think that's going to be a great match. FTR's been having nothing but bangers over the last couple of weeks. But that match will be on the July 29th episode of Collision, the last one of the month. I think it'd be really good. And then speaking of Collision, we get footage of what happened this past Saturday. And then they show up the new Owen Hart action figures, the normal one, and then the standard one, and then the chase. And then we go backstage again. This summer is with best friends, International Champion Orange Cassidy, TBS Champion Chris Taylor, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Barretta. Taylor and Brett will be challenging for the Ring of World Tag Team titles at Death Floor Dishonor, which I'll get to when we cover the Ring of Honor portion. Darby Allin, Nick Wayne. And then we found out Statler has an open challenge for the TBS title career on Rampage tomorrow. Well, Darby Allin and Nick Wayne are in the World Rampage match, which I'll talk about at the end of this review. And then Darby says he's going to go after Swerve Strickland. And then before he asks Orange to give for a favor and asks him if AR Fox can have a shot at the international title next week, which Cassidy agrees to. And then they put their hands up, but Darby and Nick Wayne just walk off. So we see Renee take the spot and do it. And then we see, and yes, Shark Week that starts Sunday. So they're doing all these promotions. We see Chompy dance behind the commentary team. And Taz basically tells him he's done a good one. And if he touches him, he's running off the stage. And then we go to the main event, the Blood and Guts match. The Golden Elite, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, the Young Bucks, Matt Nick Jackson, and Adam Heyman Page defeating Blackpool Comic Club's Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli, John Moxley, you have Tino Kanosuke, Takesha, and Pac. So overall, this match went. So they do 2 different times. So overall time went 51 minutes, 15 seconds. But when all 10 men entered, it was 23 minutes and 1 second. But I'm just going to go by the fifth because it was basically the whole second hour. I'm not going to go like blow for blow. So Claudio and Kenny start. And then Pac came in at number 3. Him and Page came in at number 4. Moxley came in at number 5. Nick Jackson came in at number 6. Yuta came in at number 7. Matt Jackson came in at number 8. Takesha was the final entry for member left to come out from Team Blackpool Combat Club. And then Kota Ibushi comes in at number 10 for the Golden Leap. I mean, some of these spots were like we had Glass in here. We have Moxley, Claudio Stat being Page and Omega with forks. Yuta does the same thing to Matt, I believe. I did like how Pac basically was swinging on the top of the cage and did a double stomp to Nick Jackson for the table. That was a pretty cool spot. I like how when Ibushi came out, Yuta runs out of the cage, but he got laid out. And then Matt Jackson, you pretty much brought on the floor and up top of the cage for like 5-10 minutes. I thought Yuta was actually going off the top of the cage this year, but that never happened. And then Moxley brings out bed of nails, which you don't see in AEW much. And as Omega went into it, and Moxley did, which that was crazy. And I like how Matt spilled thumbtacks from the top of the cage as Nick and Heyman Page back by drops Claudio and Pac onto them. And then we get the 2 rings and then both teams are standing. I mean, each one they meet up in the middle of the brawl. And then Pac got frustrated. Well, Pac and Claudio start pushing each other. And then as the rest of BCC try to keep him apart, Pac flips him off, grabs both guys, and just leaves. And then basically, the Kesha ditches him as Don Callis basically was waving him off. And then the match ends where Heyman Page chokes Yuta with the chain. I thought the referee just stopped, but turns out Moxley surrendered for him. So, but honestly, I really enjoyed this match. I just went 8 out of 10. Out of the 3 Blood and Guts matches, honestly, out of the 3, this is my second favorite. If I'd go in, I say last year's was better. First, the JS versus Eddie Kingston. He's still my favorite one. And then last night's was my second favorite. And then the very first one was my least favorite. But overall, I really enjoyed this Dynamite. It went by quick. Honestly, if I had to pick just 2 matches, I'd say just check out the finals of the tag team tournament and the Blood and Guts match. And then check out the FTW if you want to, but honestly, just for my 2 recommendations, I'd just say the Blood and Guts match and the finals of the tag team title tournament. But that was Dynamite. So Rampage tomorrow night on Friday. So we had the second annual Royal Rampage match. It's 10 men in each ring. I know last year they did like each person comes out to different rings, and then the last one remains. Last year they got a shot at the interim AEW World Title. This year it's for the team title at All Out. So the 20 men are Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Big Bill, 1/3 of the 6-man tag champs, Toya Leona, Swerve Strickland, 6-man Ring of Honor 6-man tag champ Khan and Brian Cage, Matt Menard, Jake Hager, Angel Parker, Ethan Page, Matt Sydal, Isaiah Cassie, Matt Hardy, Darby Allin, Nick Wayne, Murray Suzuki, the Butcher, the Blade, and Commander. Chris Allenlander defends the TBS Hell against Maria Shafir. And trios match QTB, QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and Giant TV go against the Acclaim, Anthony Bowens, and Max Caster, and Billy Gunn. And it only match made so far for Collision on Saturday for the trio style House of Black, Malachi Black, Brother King, Buddy Matthews defends against the Acclaim and Billy Gunn. And they'll announce more matches for Collision on Friday's Rampage. And only match made for next week's Dynamite is Orange Guys defends the International against Eric Fox. And then the only match made as of right now for the July 29th episode Collision, FTR defends the World Tag Titles against AEW World Champ MJF and Adam Cole. So that's the AEW stuff. And then we will go to Ring of Honor episode 21. So we had Daniel Garcia defeats Jason Garr in a pure rules match. Finals of the World Television Tournament Don Callis and Shane Taylor. Representing Star, we have Utami Hayashishita defeat Trish Adora. Tag team match with the Righteous Dutch and Vincent. First defeating the boys Brandon and Brent Tate. Later Hirsch defeating Nicole Matthews. And another pure rules match is Josh Bush defeating James Stone. In a program match, Athena defeats Nikita. Basically, if you don't know what a program match is, so the challenger challenges the champion. If they survive the 10-minute time limit draw or get the victory, so by pinfall, smash, counter, DQ, they will get a shot at the title. In Fatal 4 tag team match, the Kingdom defeating Action Drake Dares, Mark DeVal, the Boys Groove, and Harv Shearer, and the Workhorsemen, Anthony Henry, J. Drake. I know I have recorded before Ring of Honor, so I don't know if this match order is correct, but so spoilers, if you don't want to hear the Ring of Honor stuff, you could just end it at the AEW stuff. And then Death for Dishonor, 5 matches has been made as right now. So Ring of Honor World Title, Claudio Castagnoli against Vince Pac. It was originally supposed to be Mark Briscoe, but unfortunately he got a knee injury. Samoa Joe defensive TV title against Stone Castle. Yashira Shibata defends the Pure title against Dale Garcia. Athena defends the Women's title against Willow Nightingale. In the main event, the main event. And for the Ring of World titles in a fatal 4 match, Lucha Bros, Pentagon Junior, Ray Phoenix defending against Best Friends Trent Brown and Chuck Taylor. Aussie Open, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis. In the Kingdoms, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. And by the way, Death for is tomorrow night, Friday, July 21st. So I'll talk about all that stuff on next week's episode, but I'm your host, Ethan Black. Have a good weekend, guys, and stay safe.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.